back to your regularly scheduled Johnny Aardvark content, or Taylor Swift's Super Bowl show, or some camera cutting to Taylor Swift in the Super Bowl 1,000 times, who knows. And all I've got to say is if you're rooting for the San Francisco 49ers, then baby, we've got some bad blood, and I don't think we're going to be able to just shake it off. Super Bowl!
He's the food scientist that loves food and will put you in a good mood. It's Johnny Aardvark, he's the life of the party.
What's up, Aardvark foodies? We are at the lab, and you know what? It's time for the big game. First person shoot 'em all, but instead it's just me in my studio eating chicken wings in the Super Bowl. And we as big as the Super Bowl, but it's just me eating chicken wings in the studio. And a quick shout out to Champagne Poppy and Jermaine Cole, because you know, I'm feeling like I'm living like them right now. You know, it's a feeling that very few people can actually relate to when you reach this level of stardom. And you know, I know a lot of people like to talk about having a dinner with Jay-Z, but me personally, I'd rather have a dinner with Drake. Who is your favorite celebrity that you'd like to have a dinner with? Drake? J. Cole? Taylor Swift? Comment down below and let us know. But here's the real question. If you went out to dinner with any of these big shot famous celebrity folks, do you think they'd pay the bill? Food for thought. Now, see, the business side of me says you should offer to pay for that dinner, because you always need to demonstrate value. But we'll save that for a different video series. Back to your regularly scheduled Johnny Aardvark content, or Taylor Swift's Super Bowl show, or some camera cutting to Taylor Swift in the Super Bowl 1,000 times, who knows. I'm an old school original Taylor Swift fan. Like, I listened to her back when she was all country music back in like 6th grade, songs like Tim McGraw, Picture to Burn, Our Song, Shoulda Said No. Come on, that's the classic hits right there. I think it's a little unfair how she's being treated lately just by showing up at a couple of football games to support her significant other, but I don't really think she's ruining football or distracting too much from it. I mean, they just do a couple of cut-tos and that's that. Comment down below if you think she's being treated fairly. I mean, come on, all she really did do was just show up to her significant other's major league sports game. I think that's pretty standard for most of the people in the NFL, the NBA, the NHL. I mean, come on, folks. All right, let's get behind our girls, Swifties. Swifties unite! All right, so today it looks like we are having some classic bone-in chicken wings. What kinds of flavors we getting today, Kevin?
All right, Johnny. Today from the Wingstop, you've got the Atomic Wings. Next up, Pizza Hut. That's the Buffalo Hot. That's the hottest that is available on the menu. And finally, from Big Shot Bob's, the local chain, you've got the hottest of the hot. Yes, that is the name of the wing.
Fantastic. You know, I had this big old plan put together for how I was going to destroy all of these wings, but I think I'm just going to wing it. So after we're done comparing all of these spicy wings, trying to figure out which one is going to burn my mouth the most, I've actually got a little game to play. Do you want to play the game? Because I'm the Jigsaw Riddler. I'm just kidding. I'm just Johnny Aardvark, a humble food scientist who loves food. All right, it is time to try our first wing. We are going to start with the Wingstop Atomic Heat. I am scared, honestly. This is the hottest wing that they have available. This is known pretty wide across the country as being one of like the spiciest wings available. So yeah, I'm a little scared to say the least. But that's what we're here for. Ready? Here we go. Okay, not too bad. I was expecting something a little bit burnier, but maybe it's a delayed burn. Let's find out. Yeah, that's not that bad. I was really expecting my mouth to be on fire, but it's not that. It's really not bad at all. Now, do you know a man by the name of Ricky Rose? the boss Ross, Rick Ross, the biggest boss?
Huh. 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 Huh.
Rose?
Well, as it turns out, he actually owns more than 25 Wingstop locations, adding to a passive revenue income stream for him. That is awesome. Shout out you, Ricky Rose. You are not only a boss rapper, but you are also a boss businessman. I really respect that, and man, I would love to get some garlic parm or some lemon pepper wings sometime. But can I get that lemon pepper order, please? Another really cool fun fact about Rick Ross is that he was once quoted $10,000 just to cut down 10 trees in his front yard. Upon hearing about how ludicrous it was to charge somebody $10,000 for 10 trees, he just went and got a chainsaw and did it himself. So he basically took that chainsaw and chopped down these 10 trees by himself like a modern day George Washington. What the heck? Now, honestly, I was really scared that these atomic wings were gonna literally burn my mouth off, but surprisingly, they weren't too crazy spicy. They still had enough kick, and to be honest, it's one of those lingering burns where my mouth is still sort of tingling and burning, but is not very intense. So that means they might have had just the right level of that capsaicin molecule that we talked about a few times before on them spicy wings. All in all, I like a hot wing, but not a wing that's gonna actually leave me in pain. So those ones, fantastic. We're gonna go 8 out of 10, easy, no questions. And next up, what do we got next, Kevin?
We got Buffalo Hot, which is from Wing Street, aka Pizza Hut. That's just the hottest ones that they have.
Interesting. Now I wonder if these are going to be hotter than the atomic wings from Wingstop. Well, there's only one way to find out. Whew.
Don't you dare wipe that sauce off. Get back in there.
All right, let's see how hot it is. That was an interesting bite. You know, that one wasn't too bad either. It's kind of hard to tell which one was actually spicier. I'm going to try and do one more quick A/B. Everything's litty. I love when it's hot. No, honestly, not too bad. I do think that the atomic wing is a little bit spicier. Maybe it's just because it's got that drier, rubbed in type of consistency to it versus these guys, which are sort of obviously covered in a bit of buffalo hot sauce. That is giving me a little bit more of a tongue burn, less of a mouth burn, whereas that one was whole mouth. All in all, still a good solid wing. I mean, it's a little less spicy, I'd say, than the atomic, so that's great. Still, overall, pretty darn good. No issues, no qualms, just a little bit less spicy, but still pretty good. Pretty actually healthy portion of meat, too, if I'm being honest. I'll give that a 7.9. Only because we're going for the spiciest and the hottest, and that was just not as hot or spicy as that. But, all in all, I'm still very happy and satisfied with this chicken wing. Like I said, good, healthy portion of meat. Especially on that last one I just destroyed. These Wingstop ones are looking a little on the package side. Nothing too bad, and it gives more, room for that spicy flavor. So, also, if I start sniffling more and swallowing, it's because my mouth is actually now starting to burn from the compounding effect of both of these hot, spicy wings. So, let's see how fun this gets when I start dunking these buggers in the actual hot sauce. Like this cup of Atomic that I just seem to have on the side because I don't like to make myself feel good ever. Alright, well, while I'm trying to cool my mouth down from those hot spicy wings, I think a great way to start would be washing it down with some of these hot Cheetos. Now, don't worry, they are baked because I am on this weight loss journey. Now, all joking aside, you should always try to go for those baked chips options. It's just a little bit less fat and oil. And I mean, come on, they're chips. It's really hard to kick that addiction. I mean, who the heck really can? Especially with the chips and dip. Oh, man, those calories will start stacking up real quick. I mean, I know for one, if I see chips and I see dip, there's no way in heck I'm ever going to skip that dip. And, you can sometimes just get lost in that sauce. It's just so tasty, flavorful. And that's just where all of the deliciousness happens. Listen up, though, because I don't want this rumor spreading anymore. I don't care what you've heard about Johnny Aardvark, but he never skips the dip. Close. Spicy. Now, I'm really excited to try these other snacks soon. They're called wrap snacks. They're another amazing treat made by Ricky Rose, the boss. Boy, I wish I was him.
I actually had the wrap snacks before, the Rick Ross ones too.
You did, Kevin?
Yeah, I got them in a hotel whenever I was in Philadelphia for a wedding.
What were they like?
Fantastic. Dude, they were amazing. They made me feel like $1 million.
Well, I know what we're trying next. Man, I can't wait to feel like $1 million after eating these snacks because, that's what'll definitely happen. I actually get confused for being Rick Ross quite a lot because we're both such big bosses.
Bruh.
Alright, now we're going to get into the really cool food facts about the Super Bowl, or the big game as some people like to refer to it. Or, also known, this year at least, as Taylor Swift's Sideshow.
Swifties unite!
Good one, Bob. Here's one of the craziest things. Did you know that the chicken industry reports approximately 1 billion chicken wings consumed every year for the Super Bowl? 1 billion. That is insane. 1 billion chicken wings? Could you imagine looking at 1 billion chicken wings? What would that even look like? What would that fill up? How many tanker trucks full of chicken wings are we talking about? How do you transport 1 billion chicken wings? How do you cook them? The amount of people, 1 billion chicken wings? All right, here's our next Super Bowl food fact. Did you know that there are millions of bags of chips sold for the Super Bowl, and that approximately 60% of takeout or delivery orders placed are for pizza? The estimate stands that approximately 48 million Americans order takeout for the Super Bowl. 48 million. That is 1/6 of our country's population. That means 1 in 6 people are just placing the order, not even just accounting for how many of them are watching the game themselves. Now that I think about it a little more, I'm kind of wondering how much toilet paper is sold for the Super Bowl. Let's not think about that too much. On to the next Super Bowl food fact. Yahoo! Our next Super Bowl food fact is that the number 1 ordered item is pizza. The number 2 ordered item is chicken wings. Comment down below which you prefer, pizza or chicken wings on the Super Bowl. What would you like? A piece of the pizza or wings? Me personally, I love a good slice of pizza. Cannot go wrong with that. It's really hard to screw up a pizza, but there is something amazing about chicken wings, especially spicy buffalo ones. They really get the people going. Our next Super Bowl food fact is that the average American will consume 2,400 calories during just the game alone, and that approximately 30 million pounds of snacks will be sold and consumed. And the amount of burger patties being grilled up is also astounding. I have a hard time getting my mind around the idea that 14 billion, that's right, billion with a B, are cooked and prepared for the Super Bowl. That is insane. But thankfully, that does not require 14 billion calories. Thanks, Kevin. Our next Super Bowl food fact is that it is the second highest calorie consumed day behind Thanksgiving. And what do they both have in common? Football. Alright, now it's time to try our final spicy wing. This one is by a local Pittsburgh brand called Big Shot Bob's, and it is literally called the hottest of the hot. It is one of their 150 different flavor types, which is pretty awesome and astounding in and of itself. But this is quite literally the hottest that they have available. So now we're going to try that out and see who finally has the spiciest chicken wing. Alright, take a look at this one, folks. A nice, simple, plain little drum. Let's see what you've got, Big Shot. Yeah, that really wasn't that hot or spicy almost at all. Yeah, number 1 spot. Wingstop all day. The Atomic Wings. They were actually the spiciest out of all the ones that we tried. Now, I do think that is because they did the dry rub, so the hot, the spicy seasonings were much more incorporated into the chicken wing itself. This one looked pretty impressive too, but honestly, it didn't have that much of a kick to it. I was really gearing up for some serious spiciness and some major mouth burn, but that was surprisingly the mildest out of all three. Okay, number 1, Wingstop, Atomic Spicy. Number 2, Wing Street by Pizza Hut with the Burnin' Buffalo. And number 3, our local Big Shot Bob's with their The Hottest of the Hot. I was not that impressed. You know what? Just for safety's sake, we're gonna go for a round 2 on Big Shot. Everything litty, I love when it's hot. Yeah, even on the round 2. Now that one was more flavorful, argue to say though. Not super extra spicy, but the flavor profile, that might actually be the most flavorful wing that we've had, but just not the spiciest. Alright, now that we have the results of who has the spiciest and even the most flavorful wings, we've got the next phase. It's time for some Aardvark football game. Alright, Aardvark foodie, so as you can see, we've changed up the display a little bit. Now we're in game time. This is a fun little game we decided to make. It's really simple. Honestly, you could probably play with your friends at home for the Super Bowl. But it's a little football game. All it really takes is a game token, a couple of nice makeshift field goal posts made out of some Butterfingers, never hurts, and a piece of paper with some lines on it, and a quarter. Let's get into it. So the object of this game is simple. I'm supposed to go from here, about the 20-yard line, to the end zone, scoring a touchdown, and getting my delicious treat that I have saved for myself. Now, unfortunately, s'mores are a hard thing to come by. I don't know if they're going extinct or what, but they're not around, or at least they're not in season. I don't even know if they're available to be hunted quite yet. It might be the off season for s'mores. But we do have a piece of Snickers cake. Look at that. A couple different layers, some nuts on top, just like me. That's what I get if I win. If I don't, or if I get a tails on the quarter, well, we'll talk about that later. Alright, so if I do get a tails on the coin toss, I have 15 seconds to eat 1 chicken wing. If I don't succeed, but if I don't eat it in 15 seconds, not only will I be moving back a space, but I will also be losing 3 seconds off my next eat time for my next wing. So let's just hope I get a couple of good heads in a row. And if I lose, meaning I get sent all the way back to my own end zone, I've got to drink some of the Atomic Spicy sauce and not drink anything else for 5 minutes. So let's really fingers crossed and hope I can win something for a change. Alright, now, on to the game. Let's hope for a heads first. Yes! Heads. I'll move 1 space. Everything's litty, I love when it's hot. Ah! I did it again! 2 heads in a row! Bow chicken, wow, what you gonna say? Screwed up my toss that time. Is it heads?
Tails.
Was it? Oh, this better eat a wing really quickly. Alright. Ready? Here we go. Time to flip again. Dang it. Alright. You know, there's been a lot of speculation on the internet lately about Patrick Mahomes having a dad bod. Heads! I disagree. I think Patrick Mahomes is a swell guy, and I don't think you should be shaming anybody for their body type, internet. Yes! It's like a half point there. That's a big 10 yards. Dang. 9 seconds. Ready, set, speed. Why would I do this to myself? Why would I agree to such horrible conditions as eating a whole hot chicken wing in 9 seconds? Heads! Yes! We're almost there. What is that? 1 more heads, Kevin? Okay. Lord, please deliver me from evil. 5 told you. Why do I do this? It's so you people don't have to. I'll put things in blenders, drink hot sauce, so you don't have to. This is all about science and education, really, at the end of the day. But right now, it's about apparently trying to eat a chicken wing in 6 seconds. You know, if I could fall into these chicken wings, would these chicken wings just pass me by? 'Cause you know I'd walk 1,000 miles if I could just see this chicken wing tonight. You know, I'm really cool. Do you guys think time is an illusion? Comment down below. Quantum physics actually proves that it might be. And you know what else is an illusion? Everything. I mean, we are just floating on this big rock in the middle of space, and everything is just what we make it. All right, 6 seconds. Let's see if we can do it. Well, that's the wrong wing for that one. All right, so because I failed, I must now go back a space. And I must hopefully just hit 2 quick heads in a row, and this finally will be over. Yes! Heads. Come on. 1 final heads. Let this be over. Yes! This is as big as the Super Bowl. Ow, my foot. I need me a Butterfinger. You know, I've always loved butter. Whoop! Whoops! Butterfingers! Did you know that the Butterfinger was actually invented in the year 1922 by a man named Otto, who was also responsible for inventing the Baby Ruth? What a genius. But that is a lot of added sugar, though. But now we're going to try this out, because we're adults who can make conscious decisions. You know what they say, nobody puts a finger on Johnny Aardvark's Butterfinger. Only I can put my finger on my Butterfinger. Oh, I guess I can't even put my finger on a Butterfinger. You know, life is pretty great right now. I know I may not be Travis Kelce and in the Super Bowl and dating Taylor Swift, but I've got these 2 field goal posts made out of Butterfingers, and I've got a piece of Snickers cake. So how bad can life really be? Who's really winning, Travis? Did you know that the Kansas City Chiefs player, Travis Kelce, who is also dating Taylor Swift, is a spokesperson for the Pfizer COVID-19 booster vaccination? What are your guys' opinion of that? I mean, I'm just a food scientist, and I don't want to get into that whole Pandora's box, can of worms, fly trap. I think Aaron Rodgers had something to say about that on the Pat McAfee show. All right, now that we've won our game, it's time to enjoy our prize. This Snickers cake has got my name on it, but I don't want to be too greedy, because to be honest, I've consumed quite a lot of food today so far, and not all of it is the healthiest. So let's learn from some mistakes, let's eat in moderation, and let's enjoy maybe 1, maybe 2 bites of this delicious Snickers cake. I am in need of a utensil though. Someone bring me a fork! Thank you, Brad. Alright, now like we said, we are going to be very mindful about how we eat this. So we're going to have 1 little bite. That was, well, good enough. We lost a little bit of calories. Good, nice, hard chocolate bite mixed with some beautifully liquefied caramel. Hard to describe it, but it's definitely not a hard, thick, candied caramel. This is much more of a dessert, soft, liquidy caramel. I believe we've got a little bit of that breading in there. Those are some of the, I want to say those are almonds. All in all, very delicious. Definitely something to enjoy, but as always, in moderation. All right, so that was it. Super Bowl time. Here we are. We're ready. We've got Patrick Mahomes. We've got Travis Kelce. We've got Christian McCaffrey. All these guys are going to kill it in the Super Bowl. Do you have a preference? Because I sure do. Hint, hint. I'm wearing it. And all I've got to say is if you're rooting for the San Francisco 49ers, then baby, we've got some bad blood, and I don't think we're going to be able to just shake it off. All right, folks. Well, thank you very much for enjoying another entertaining, thoughtful, artistic episode of Johnny Aardvark. We really appreciate having you along to watch us do all this crazy, wacky, zany stuff. And you know what? Like I said, it's the big time. It's the time of the year. It's the time for the big game. I can't wait. I want to see the Kansas City Chiefs crush the San Francisco 49ers. Who do you want to see win? This is Johnny Aardvark. Thank you again for watching. I cannot wait for the Super Bowl!
Yes! Super Bowl! Pittsburgh Steelers! Kansas City Chiefs! Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.